Boeing has awarded a contract to MicroPilot to develop advanced software for small unmanned aircraft systems. The collaboration is going to focus on enhancing autopilot and ground control capabilities, improving the performance and reliability of sUAS, small unmanned aircraft systems. This partnership is aiming to integrate cutting edge technologies into Boeing's unmanned platforms, expanding their operational applications in various sectors. Developing software that meets stringent aviation standards, though, does require rigorous testing and validation to ensure safety and effectiveness. You know me, I'm all about.
Exactly. Well, no, I mean, it's right. I mean, these
Yeah.
autonomous flight capabilities are increasing, and the biggest challenge right now is not technical development. It's making sure that you've got regulatory approval, making sure they're cyber secure, and then you've got your operational safety in a real world environment as well. So I think AI powered decision making in unmanned aircraft must be explainable, it's got to be auditable, and it's got to be secure to gain the trust from the military, the commercial, and the regulatory bodies. So that's their number one challenge.
So where do companies like Boeing and Airbus, like where do they normally get held up when they're trying to get regulatory approval? How do they get ahead of that?
Good question, and that is the question, isn't it? And I think what you're hitting here right at the heart of the issue. It's an issue that's in front of many of these kind of unmanned aerial vehicles, and that's explainability and AI accountability. You've got cybersecurity and data integrity. You've got airspace integration and collision avoidance. You've got those three big things. So if you kind of unpack that, you're regulators don't just need what the AI is doing. They need to know why it made that decision, how they get ahead. Boeing needs to engage regulators early on in their development process, not right at the end, because that's just going to slow it all down. They may have to go in reverse again and then show them the transparency models instead of waiting for that final system, as I say. So that's number one. I think the autonomous aircraft relies on real-time data. So making them a prime target for jamming, spoofing, cyber attacks, how they get ahead has got to be to implement an end-to-end encryption, multi-layer authentication, and then redundant AI-driven anomaly detection right from the start. So its security is built into the foundation, not patched in later. And I think this is one of the biggest issues with cybersecurity. I mean, I use the analogy, when you switch the light on at your home, you're not worried about getting electrified because they thought about that way back when they first did the first design. And the same with cybersecurity. It's not an add-on, it's embedded right from day one.
Okay.
It really has to be. And then I think the biggest challenge is getting one UAV approved, because it's proving that the system can safely coexist with manned aircraft in commercial military airspace. And how they get for that one is partnering with airspace authorities early to make sure they've established AI-driven deconflict protocols, ensure that the UAE can self-adjust to avoid any potential air traffic conflicts that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, a couple different issues here, though, right? I mean, especially with airspace integration and collision avoidance being a big topic of conversation, especially over the last couple of weeks. You always say, I'm afraid of getting in an eVTOL. And you're right. We've talked about that. I feel like we can barely get our current planes under control and our current collision avoidance under control. What makes us think that we can get this under control?
Yeah, and I think that's the point, isn't it? If we don't solve airspace integration, autonomy in aviation won't scale. So right now we've got too many aircraft, too much complexity, and not enough real-time coordination going on.
So what's the fix for that?
Again, there's never just one fix. It's a connected digital thread that spans design, regulation, real world operations. You've got that end-to-end traceability going on. So first up is requirements, traceability, simulation. You can't regulate what you can't model. I mean, AI-driven flight decisions need to be fully mapped, fully tested, and auditable before they even go airborne. Next, you've got your airspace integration that we touched. So you've got your digital twin model coming in now. So instead of throwing drones into live airspace and going, good luck, AI,
Have fun.
and hoping for the best. You
Yeah.
use digital twins to make sure that you simulate real-time UAV manned aircraft interaction.
Yeah.
And then lastly, you've got manufacturing and sustainment linked to flight data. So UAV has got to adapt over time, because once they're operational, they're going to feed real-world data back into engineering, improve your next-gen model. Predictive maintenance is going to come in off the back of it, and collision avoidance algorithms are going to be built out the back.
Yeah. So outside of Greg never getting in an eVTOL, what are the implications of not doing this?
They just get shut down, don't they? The regulators
Great.
just say, you
Good.
ain't going anywhere. You
Yeah.
can't have autonomous aircraft guessing where to fly.
Yeah.
It's got to be modeled, it's got to be tested, and it's got to be validated in a traceable, auditable system, period.
Mm.
Next.